The Real Mccoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real Mccoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Miss Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Hey, Luke, you ready?
Yeah, all ready, Grandpa.
Yeah, come on, let's get going.
All right, Grandpa, you think it's a good idea to go bowling with that cold?
I don't think it's much of a cold. I think it's just a tickly nose, that's all. Come on, I've been waiting for Sandy to go around here so he can get down in them alleys and have some fun.
Hey, bye, Kate. We're going.
Oh, wait a minute, Luke. We're going with you.
I thought it was just us men.
Oh, we're not going bowling, Grandpa. We want to stop off and welcome the Nugents. Go on out the car.
Who's the Nugents?
Well, you know, Grandpa, the new doctor moved in down the road. It's only fitting as neighbors we should pay our respects.
I ain't paying no respects to no doctor.
Grandpa, you should see him. Let him tend to that cold of yours instead of going bowling.
Women and doctors. All that's trying to make a man think he's got something so they can take away some of his enjoyment.
Grandpa, don't start on doctors again, all right?
Now, look, you know what I think about doctors. You know, I never went to no doctor. My father never went to no doctor, and his father before him never went to no doctor. And they lived to the ripe old age of 96. All except Uncle Eve Hackett, and you know what happened to him. After he went to wheeling, he went to go into doctor like that, and he was only 84. It was pitiful, that's what it was, pitiful.
All right, Grandpa. It won't take long. It's on our way. Better hurry up, Kate. I'll get the car started.
I'll go get the cake.
Cake?
Well, yes. I baked a nice angel food cake for the doctor and his missus.
That's what you wanted all them eggs for?
That's right.
Well, I wished I'd have known that. I wouldn't have begged them poor little hens. All that straining and just for a doctor.
Come on, little Luke.
Well, hello.
Howdy.
Howdy. We're your neighbors from down the road.
Oh. Yeah, here's your cake. Good luck and goodbye.
Grandpa, we haven't even introduced ourselves yet. We're the Mccoys. This is Grandpa Amos, and I'm Mrs. McCoy. My husband Luke and his brother and sister little Luke and Hassie.
Well, I'm very pleased to meet you. Won't you come in the study?
Why, thank you.
What do you want to go in there for? You done given the cake.
Grandpa, we'd love to come
Right
in.
this way.
We're looking forward to meeting Mrs. Nugent.
Oh, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. My wife isn't due to arrive for several days.
Oh, that's a shame.
Then you won't be needing all that cake then. What's the matter? I'll just...
Sounds like you're coming down with a cold there, Mr. McCoy.
No, this ain't the doctrine kind of a cold. It's business you're after. You better go out looking for it yourself.
I guess that's pretty good advice for a new doctor. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll put this in the kitchen.
Sure seems young to be a doctor, though.
Yeah, them young'uns, they're the worst kind. Fresh out of school, just itching to try out all them new diseases.
Sure is some car, Doctor.
That ought to win me many a race with the stork.
Some doctor still believes in the stork. What's that supposed to cure?
That's a dictaphone.
A what?
A dictaphone. I use it for my correspondence, my mail. I dictate by talking into it, and then I have someone play it back and transcribe it on paper. I also use it to keep a record of my patients' case histories. Here, talk into it, and I'll show you how it works.
Not me. I ain't talking to no goddamn machine. Not me. I ain't talking to no goddamn machine.
That sure sounded funny, Grandpa.
Say, are we going bowling? Or ain't we? I need exercise.
Surely, Mr. McCoy, you're not going bowling. Exertion and overheating is the worst thing you can do for a cold. What you need is rest and medication.
Look, I'm going bowling. Ain't no one going to stop me. If I need medicine, I'll get me some polecat grease.
Polecat grease?
Yeah, and wrap it in a newbie bag around my neck.
A newbie bag?
Say, you sure you're a doctor?
Doctor, a newbie bag's kind of like a scarf.
Yeah, you slap the polecat grease on one side and wrap it around your neck and take a couple of hot toddies, and 2 or 3 days you're a new man.
Forgive my smiling, Mr. McCoy. I've heard of these primitive methods, but I've never actually met anyone who used them.
Primitive? That's what they call savages, ain't it?
I didn't mean to infer that...
Now, listen, son, I don't cotton to this newfangled medicine. I never did and ain't starting now. I'm going bowling tonight, and I'm going to bowl as long as I want to. And after that, I'm going to wrap some polecat grease around my neck. I'm going to take a couple of hot toddies in the morning. I'll be all better. Do you hear that? Tomorrow, I'll be all better.
Grandpa, you didn't believe the doctor yesterday. Now look at you.
What do you mean now? Look at me. I'm fine.
Grandpa, you should be in your bed laying down.
This ain't a laying down type of cold. Why don't you leave me be? I can take care of myself. I'm going to freshen up my hot toddy here a little. Yeah. What is that? Wait a minute, Luke.
Grandpa, that's moonshine you was putting in there.
What do you think makes a toddy hot?
Grandpa, putting moonshine in your toddy ain't gonna help you none.
I just got that around here for medicine. Could I have just a little Luke? Oh, I got the misses. Something terrible. I need something to open up my arteries. Come on. My rheumatism, too. I couldn't shave myself this morning. Couldn't raise my arm no higher than that. Just a little loop. And that ain't the worst. My leg. I can't bend my knee. Oh, look. I think I ought to have some.
Grandpa, if it's that bad, I'm going to go call Doc Nugent right now.
I don't want no whippersnapper from a doctor around here. I'm doing all that mortal man can do. Now you leave me be.
Luke, what are we gonna do?
Oh, it's no use, sugar. You heard him. When it comes to seeing a doctor, Grandpa's tougher than a bride's first meatloaf. Nothing personal.
Why, little Luke, what can I do for you?
I need some medical advice, Doc.
I see. Take a spill, hurt your leg?
Worse than that, Doc. Ain't only my leg, it's all over. God, the misery's something fierce.
Taking any medicine?
A hot toddy and moonshine.
Moonshine?
Yeah, to open up the arteries and quiet down the rheumatism.
You, rheumatism?
Yeah, flared up so this morning, couldn't even raise my arm. What kind of medicine should I take, Doctor?
Well, we'll see. First, I want to hear more about this rheumatism.
Oh, it's a terrible agony in this leg of mine. I can't even bend the knee.
That's too bad. How high could you bend it before?
Way up to...
All right, young man, what's this all about?
It's Grandpa, Doc. He's powerful sick, and I just want to know what we can do for him.
Sounds to me like I ought to go over and take a look at your grandfather.
Oh, please don't. I mean, couldn't you tell me what to do, and I'd pass it on like it come from someone else?
Hardly, son. We don't practice medicine by remote control.
Yeah, Grandpa'd be awful mad if he had found out I was the one that brung you.
Well, I tell you, we'll just keep this a little secret between you and me. We'll pretend that I'm just dropping by to say hello.
Can I ask you a question, Doc?
Certainly. What is it?
Well, if Grandpa does find out it was me, you got a good pill that'll cure spanking pain?
I think so.
I'm telling you, for the last time, I ain't seeing no doctor.
Grandpa, not so loud. He's standing right outside the door. He'll hear you.
I don't care if he does hear me. I didn't invite him, and I ain't going to see him.
Grandpa, you ain't getting no better.
As long as he happened to drop by, Grandpa. Oh, what's the harm?
All right, leave him in.
Doctor? Come on in.
Hi, Doc. Don't mind me. Go right ahead.
This Charlie Perkins, our mailman. He's like one of the family.
Everybody's family. Don't pay him no mind.
Just want to see how you do on your first case. Folks will be interested.
That's a pretty nasty cough you have there. Is your throat sore?
Grandpa, the doctor was nice enough to come. The least you can do is answer him.
If he's a doctor, leave him find out what's the matter with me. You never hear of it asking a horse a lot of questions.
Doctor, the cold seems to have settled in his leg. He says he can hardly move it.
It's a very simple diagnosis. Obviously, Mr. McCoy, you ignored my advice and complicated your condition to the extent now you're suffering from an advanced infection.
Doctor, what do you think's the best thing to do? Is it serious?
I don't think so. An injection of penicillin should clean it up.
An injection of penicillin?
That's right. A shot.
Shot? You ain't gonna stick that thing in me?
Now, take it easy, Grandpa.
Roll up his sleeve, please.
Kate, I'll never forgive you for this. See, he was right. That didn't hurt hardly at all.
Of course not. That was just the cotton.
Uh-huh.
Well, that ought to fix you up, Mr. McCoy.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll be by and check on you in the morning.
And I'll be back to check on him, Amos.
Charlie.
Better check this gas bill. Seems awful high this morning.
How's our patient this morning?
Well, he's been sleeping most of the morning, but I just heard a noise in his room, so he must be up and around.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Penicillin can certainly work wonders. It's a good thing we forced it on him. You know, quite frankly, if he'd relied on those primitive home methods of his, he'd still be a very sick man. It's amazing in this day and age how some people still resist progress. Of course, it's pure ignorance of what modern medicine is.
It's okay. Get over how Grandpa carried on when you give him that shot.
That's the way it is with these old-timers. Sometimes they're worse than babies.
Doc, I'd like to be your second patient. Doc in this mailbag keeps giving me a bum shoulder. I used to go to old Doc Miller, but he's clear on the other side of town. I'd like to change to you. And I can guarantee a lot of other folks will, too.
Well, thank you, Mr. Perkins. Drop by the office around 3 o'clock. I'll have a look at that shoulder. Now, if you'll excuse me, I want to check on my patient. Mr. McCoy. I expected by this morning you'd be up and kicking.
The only thing I'll be kicking is the bucket. I'm going downhill ever since you stuck me with that medicine.
Your fever's gone. Congestion in your chest is gone.
Next thing, I'll be gone.
Pulse is normal. Your coloring's fine. Frankly, Mr. McCoy, I'm puzzled. You're improved in every way.
You call me improved when I can't move my leg?
The medication I gave you couldn't possibly cause complications such as this. Why, that leg should be completely better.
The leg is stiff as a hoe handle.
Mr. McCoy, are you sure that you can't use that leg?
Don't you think I'd use it if I could?
I'm not so sure, Mr. McCoy. Would you like me to call in another doctor for a consultation?
Oh, no, I don't want no newfangled doctors, no wonder drugs. He ain't doing no wonders for me. I'll stick with my polecat grease. Maybe it is primitive, like you said, and maybe I am ignorant. But leastways, I'll get well.
Very well. You have a right to do as you wish. I'm sorry.
So are we, Doctor.
Doc, about that appointment of 3 o'clock, I just happen to remember that a cousin of mine coming in on the 2:10, and I'll be kind of busy today showing the town. Well, you understand how it is.
Yeah. I understand how it is. Consider the appointment canceled.
Did you see the look on that whippersnapper's face when he left here? It'll learn him to think twice before he tangles with me.
What, Grandpa?
You can move your leg.
Of course I can, just as good as ever.
Grandpa, you were faking all the time. Why, I'm so ashamed of you.
Why, he had it coming to him. I heard what he said. He said I was ignorant and I was scared and I was a baby. I sure put him in his place, didn't I?
I don't know, Grandpa. Maybe you are a baby.
What?
So you got back at him just because your feelings was hurt. Well, what about somebody else's feelings? You realize what you done to Doc Nugent? He left here thinking his first case was a failure, thinking he'd made some kind of a big mistake.
Just to satisfy your own pride. You went and ruined a man's career.
Kate here, listen to me. What is she talking about, ruining a man's career? That is between me and him.
With Charlie Perkins standing there listening to the whole thing? Well, it'll be all over town before sundown, and you know what that'll do to Doc Nugent's reputation. Oh, Grandpa, I always knowed you could be ornery, but doing a thing like this, oh...
Look, listen to me now, look. Hassie... Well, you must have gone too. No sense in you sticking around with a sinking ship.
I don't want him, Grandpa. I want to stay by you.
Even if you think I'm wrong? You do think I'm wrong, don't you? You don't have to answer that question. I know you do. Little Luke.
Yeah, Grandpa.
You go tell Luke and Kate that as soon as we finish the chores, I'm going over to see Doc Nugent and try to square myself.
You mean it, Grandpa?
Well, that's what I said, wasn't it? Now go on. Little Luke. I want you to get one thing straight, though. That still don't mean I like doctors.
Poor Grandpa. Think we should have went in with him while he apologized?
I think it only made him more nervous.
Everything all right, Grandpa?
Yeah, I got it off in my chest. Like they say, confession's good for the soul. Now we gotta find that knot-headed mailman and fix the damage he done around town about Doc.
It's Dr. Nugent.
You told us you apologized to him.
Grandpa, he wasn't even there.
Now hold your horses.
Oh,
Let me
Grandpa,
tell
save your breath. You already curved the truth so many times a day, it looks like a wagon wheel.
But-
Come on, Kate, let's go face the doctor and do Grandpa's job for
Now,
him.
wait a minute.
Yeah, well, at least he'll know there's some truth left in some of us, McCoys.
Look, but you don't understand.
Doctor, you look like you're packing to leave.
I had 3 patients scheduled for today. All 3 canceled out.
But when we tell people the truth, they'll want to come to you. They'll want you to stay.
I'm afraid it's too late for that now. If you'll excuse me, I have a lot of packing to do.
Hello there, Doc. This is Amos McCoy talking at you. I came over to apologize, and when you wasn't here, I guess I should have waited for you, but it seemed a whole lot easier talking into this machine instead of having to face you after the way I acted. You know, I'd still be laid up with the miseries if it weren't for you being such a good doctor. You see, it's just that a man my age gets set in his thinking and finds it kind of hard to go along with things that's new and up to date. Still in all, I know that ain't no excuse for the low-down trick I played on you. And I want to say now that how sorry I am. Well, I guess that's About all now. I wonder how he shut this goddamn thing out. It must be...
What do you know? I hardly know what to say.
I don't blame you if you don't forgive me, Doc, but... It's all right so long as... What are you doing?
He's packing.
He's gonna leave.
Gonna leave?
He says there's no sense in trying to practice here after what's happened.
Well, great balls of fire. Is that why you spent all these years at school, so you could quit and get up and run off the first time trouble showed itself?
Doesn't seem to be any point in fighting.
Fighting? Why, you ain't even got in a good, healthy swing yet. Let me tell you something, son. No matter where you go, you're going to run into old fools like me, so you might just well get used to trouble. And after all, trouble is why we has doctors. Now, Doc, why don't you just roll up your sleeves and get ready for what you come here for?
Well, that's what I'd really like to do.
Yeah, that's good. You can put me down as your first patient.
Thanks a lot, but you're cured. There's nothing wrong with you.
Well, I ain't going to be tomorrow, because I'm going fishing. You know what I do when I go fishing? I don't catch no fish. It sort of riles me so that I always come home and I just kick the barn door with my foot and wreck my big toe. So you just have the bandages ready. I'll come hobbling around about 5, huh? Well, come on, help him get unpacked.